Hello ladies and gents, welcome to today's video. So basically I've already done a video discussing some of this stuff, which was released earlier. You know, is the Batverse in trouble because they're cancelling projects? When that video is literally just released, and I found another article which actually expands upon it a little bit more, which I guess you could say is, you know, I mean, I took this from Deadline and was discussing it based on what Deadline was talking about. Surprised they didn't reference this, because it gives a lot more context. It seems entirely that they've just replaced the Gotham PD with the Arkham Asylum. But actually it goes into detail on what they want Arkham Asylum to be, which is essentially a horror series. Which, you know, the Batman was supposed to be a horror-based sort of thriller-ish. I don't hate this. I don't hate this idea at all. So let's take a look at this, right? Because I think you guys, you know, again, this is kind of an update on the previous video more than anything, to add a little bit more context and you know, and actually discuss it a little bit more. Because like I said, I couldn't find, I'd only just found this article now. Previous video had already been released. But the Batman director says Gotham Police spin-off has evolved to focus on Arkham Asylum. Which is not that's not the position that Deadline took. Not at all. And this is a horror-inspired dive into Arkham Asylum. So, one, do you guys think that that's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Because to me, I hear a horror-inspired Arkham Asylum, and I go, yeah, cool, fine. Like, epic. Love that. Brilliant. You could almost do like a weekly thing where they, well, it becomes a little bit procedural then, but you could have it where you interview one and they're going through their therapy and this is the origin story, setting up future stuff. And then over an overarching narrative where one gets, you know, broken out and then boom, the Batman sequel. You could do it. Obviously the way I've sort of pitched it sounds a bit cliche. I understand that. But there's a way you could do it and it doesn't sound as cliche as what I've just said for sure. So let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. Also, just side note, hit subscribe if you're new here. Please do also follow me over on Twitter. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on Twitter, you know, this year. It'd be really cool to do that because you guys actually get notified on Twitter rather than on YouTube. So if you follow me over on Twitter at MrHReviews and then hit the notify, follow, whatever it is, you'll actually get notified on my tweets where I tweet out a video. So let's take a look. Matt Reeves has given an update. Again, this is kind of what we'd already known, but not about the Batman TV spin-offs, revealing that it's no longer about corrupt police in Gotham City, but will instead detail the world of Arkham. Which is not the way Deadline was pitching it. Like, it's not. They were like, oh yeah, it's dead. It's completely done. And you're like, alright, well that's shit. This is completely different. The way this is discussed is completely different. The director, who helmed the freshly released The Batman, said in a new interview that the series has developed into something different. A horror-inspired TV show, so this is what he's saying, it's going to be a horror-inspired TV show that will explore the origins of the Batman's villainous characters. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I love it. I do love it. So we've actually now moved more into the realm of exactly what would happen in the world of Arkham Asylum, as it relates coming off of our movie and some of the characters and their origins. So, let's break that down, okay? The realm of exactly what would happen in the world of Arkham Asylum as it relates coming off of our movie and some of the characters and their origins. Now, I'm going to take that as it's set post the Batman. I guess. None of this is clear cut. Hence the update video. Because I remember doing a video going, oh, they're doing an Arkham Asylum show. Is that, you know, Gotham as well? What's going on? It didn't really seem to make too much sense back then. Then we have the Deadline article, which again, is only half the information. And now we've got this as well. I'm going to say, right, until this is announced by HBO Max, that this sounds like it's going to be post the Batman. Because it does say coming off of our movie. So I'm guessing that's where it is set timeline-wise. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. almost leaning into the idea of it's like a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham. Love that. Now they pitch the Batman as a horror movie. I don't, horror-ish, I guess. Horror-ish. Definitely thriller anyway. Now he would continue and says the idea, again, the way that Gotham is a character in the movie, and it was, I think they did really well with Gotham City actually. I really want Arkham to exist as a character. Cool. I wonder how that will then pertain to Thomas Wayne and Martha Arkham, who then obviously marries Thomas Wayne and becomes Martha Wayne. You go into this environment and encounter these characters in a way that feels really fresh. Okay. There's many ways you could do... There are many ways you can make that fresh. Like, of course there is. I mean, he's just saying it. That's the intention. Cool. And so in our work on Gotham, that story started to evolve, and it started feeling like, wait, we should really lean into this. And then that's kind of where that's gone. For me, the idea of this story was a story in which Gotham, which has this depth of corruption, and then the idea that we could actually do a series that is deeper into an aspect of it. This is what he says about the Gotham PD. And in this case, the corrupt police department and the corrupt inner workings of the city. And he said, it's not dead. Maybe it could, maybe we could do it elsewhere. And this is the stuff which was in the Deadline article. It could be really interesting. They say, although plot details about Reeves' TV series spin-off remain unknown, the series could draw from previous comics and mentions elsewhere of the Arkham history and its inhabitants. The thing is, with this, it sounds like it's going to be post the Batman, which sounds really good. Post the Batman, leaning into a series which could then develop more a villain, which we could then get into, a Batman sequel. Sorry about that. A Batman sequel. I love that idea. I think that's really good. A haunted house horror movie-esque vibe. I think that's really good as well. I think there's a lot you could do with this. There's a lot you could do here. So that's the update. I wanted to do a quick update video on this. I will still say, and I reiterate what I said in the previous video, is that ultimately, because we are not actually getting any clear-cut confirmation from anyone here at all, even Matt Reeves is not saying, this is how it is, this is what we're doing. And we're just getting this information in dribs and drabs. Obviously, he's allowed to say this stuff, which is a good sign, but we've not got a green light. Hey, HBO Max, this is releasing on this day. Here's our announcement. We're coming up to summer. Obviously, there will be announcements for a lot of stuff moving forwards. Of course, there will. But currently, nothing is looking like it's green lit. Which I'm guessing some of this discussion is based around the result and feedback of the Batman. Could be wrong. But thought I'd do an update video. What do you think? Let me know down below. As always, hit subscribe, give the video a like, and do share it. Arkham Asylum horror movie series. Haunted House, what do you think? I think it's a good way to introduce more characters. Killer Croc? Yeah. Not that we could have it in this universe, but still. I'd love to see it. Cheers. Take care.